Well, hello everyone. Day 2, I'm going on a ride. I did say I wasn't going to. Somehow I've ended up on a Tenere T7. Deep joy. I'm not quite sure. And I've lost all sound. The connection to the mic seems to have gone. I shan't swear. Anyway, so I'm going to try and have to voice over what I experienced. And we'll take it as best we can from that. So here I'm just pointing out various bits and pieces like the controls. And yeah, they're like normal bike Yamaha stuff. I must admit the tablet was good. It was easy to read and I was quite impressed with that. Now you're thinking, how has that short tiny little old bloke who can't get on and off bikes managed to get on that? Well, this one comes with a factory lowered seat and lowered link kit, and yeah, I got on. The question is, will I get off at the end? Dun, dun, dun. I wasn't alone. If you look carefully, you'll see Centurion, Darren, Centurion GS, giving me his proper title. That's one waving. Darren is just a little bit further along on the fluoro helmet. And Exeter Rider, Steve, he's a little bit further along as well. So there's all four of us together. So it's quite a dangerous cocktail for things to go wrong, as you can imagine. But Yamaha seemed happy. And yeah, anyway, back to the story. I'm sitting there. I can get my feet down. It's pretty comfy, actually. And I'm quite surprised. Comparing it to my CRF, it is, how can I put it? Pretty amazing. The guys there are just checking we're happy with what ABS settings we've got on or not, as the case may be. I decided I was just quite happy just to leave it with full ABS because it's the worst it's going to be. So we'll just see what it's like. And yeah, we'll see how we get on. Right, let's go and set off. We'll see you when we start making progress. I might be an old fool, but I'm not completely stupid. So I've let Centurion, i.e. Matt, I'll probably call him Matt, ahead of me. And yeah, there's a reason for that. I'd rather catch him making a mistake than him catch me. Not daft, you know. Right, so as you'll see, we're now setting off. And this is one of the manufacturer's test ride routes. We've obviously chosen to go on the off-road route. You may think it's because we're superheroes. It's not. It's just because we wanted to see what they were like in less normal conditions. But at least you get to see what it's all about. We'll cut now to later on in the trail. While I'm here, big shout out to the ladies and gentlemen who were doing security. We got the guy in high vis there and the couple in orange. Lovely group. I went past them all quite a few times and we got quite friendly because we were there from the VIP day. Really funny, really good, and excellent all round. They really did work their socks off. Now this is the route out. It's just small lumpy stones really. How am I going to describe it? Just pretty horrible, if I'm brutally honest. It's just horrible to ride on. It's like riding on lumpy marbles, and it just wasn't very pleasant, if I'm truthful. And the Tenere just coped with it perfectly fine. I just whinged a bit. But you can see how busy it is. This would have been, I think, Friday morning. I said day 2, didn't I, at the beginning? So yeah, that would have been Friday morning. And interesting to see how the rubbish bins matched beautifully the colour of Yamaha's fine off-road bike. Ooh, even a matching tent sort of thing. Anyway, right, so how does it feel? It felt really good, really comfortable. It was flexible here. It didn't feel like I was going to be thrown off course too quickly. My big fear initially was I would not get on the bike. I had got on it, then would I be able to touch the ground at all? Now this is where a big shout out to Yamaha UK must be made. Before I I wasn't going to go on the bike. And before I knew what I was doing, they were accommodating me to what I felt I needed and were excellent. They really did look after me. And mega thanks to you guys. I thought that was excellent service. Right, so how does it feel? Well, up on the pegs, it felt quite nice and steady. Again, I don't particularly like the road surface, but hey ho, beggars can't be choosers. I had a big concern because I have a bad back, and so it should be quite rotten really. But no, it was alright. Nice narrow tank. It felt comfy. I felt like I was going on a mini adventure. The engine's nice and responsive. What I would say is you've got to remember one minor detail of this. We are not pushing it. I don't know what speed we're going to get up to, but we're not going to be pushing it for the simple reason you never get chance. I'm not a fast rider anyway, as you guys know. But this is the trail. You'll see me hanging back because the amount of dust and muck is unbelievable. And if something does go wrong, I don't want to be riding into it. And of course, I'm not used to the bike, and I do take my time getting used to bikes. So we came along this horrible marbly dirt track, which the bike coped with fabulously. I was really chuffed with. And then we came out. You had to do the transition, nice tight turn. Yeah, it was really good. Felt really in control and nice steady acceleration. We didn't really go very fast, as you can see. I mean, I can't really work out. We're going less than 20 miles an hour, which isn't really a particularly inspiring speed, but you got the feel for what the bike felt like, and totally in control, honestly. It just felt like it was eating up the loose surface. It's fairly early still in the weekend for wear wise, so everything is a bit slippery. Bike was fine. Coming along here, there's a bit of a nasty bump. That there, you hardly noticed it. I wish I'd have actually taken the Tenere out last, because after that we took out what did we take out? We took out Transalp, and the Transalp went boom 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 at I think a higher speed, and just went straight through it. It was really good. I think the Tenere would have been even better, much better in fact, I think, but I don't know because we were obviously taking it a little bit more steady. I mean, when you're doing what, 23, 24 mile an hour, I think it is. I can't really read it from here. Yeah, it's about that, low 20s. So there's nothing too fast, nothing too exciting. Drop downhill, perfectly control, nothing scary, tight turn. I don't like tight turns, but hey ho, there you go. As you can see, I made a bit of a balls up of that. That's my fault for not using correct hobs. That's nothing to do with the bike, that's purely rider stupidity and incompetence. But yeah, really good. So we're now going to go and head on to the next little bit of fun. That's Centurion GS, just making sure I'm alright and I haven't fallen off or died of old age while we're in the trip. Good old Matt, great fun, good sport, great to see you there. Don't forget to subscribe, Centurion GS. I think it's Centurion_GS, but you know, you check it out, it's really good. Centurion GS, great channel, second best in the world to mine, of course. Haha, almost the bestest. After having queued for a few minutes, where it was quite interesting how comfortable I was sitting on the bike, I didn't feel at all as it was too high for me. Yeah, we then went off onto the next stretch. There quite a few different manufacturers, so the one group had left while the other lot go on. So you can see there's some queuing to leave there. And this was a nice interesting bit. You can see the bike's taking up the bumps really nicely. Is it fair to compare this to what it would be like more round North Wales? And no. Not at all, because we don't get so many lanes like this. So it's all a little bit academic, really. It's just a bit of fun. One of the interesting things was, you come round here, then you've got an uphill 180-degree bend. And being loose, you know, it's not something that's particularly great, but you can see it's already beginning to cut up and rut. So I was taking it nice and easy. And as you can see, there's a bit of a queue ahead of me, which is never very good. Really responsive coming out. Accelerates nicely. Not rough, not uncomfortable. Yeah, it's really impressed so far. Oh, waving at the cameraman. Yeah, got to give them a wave. They're very patient and they're putting up with all us idiots. And then we have a nice slope. Now, it doesn't do it credit, it is quite steep. The right and the left is a bit horrible, so we took the one on the right because we're cowards. And as you get to the top, there's a nice bump, and that is quite a divot. Really controlled, really beautiful, absolutely superb. The bike just takes it all in its stride. And you then have another 180, and if you don't know what you're doing, you like me, and you can't really be bothered, it's nice and wide, so you can run wide. And then have a good blast across the track. I don't know what speed I'm doing, not that fast. Just 30 odd mile an hour. It'd go a lot faster on there and feel safe. And although I'd left a nice gap and I'd sped up a bit, this then meant we had a queue for the downhill stretch. Now, how will it go downhill? This would be interesting because it is actually quite a slope. It doesn't look like it again, but again, it is a good slope. Do you know, it was perfectly controlled. It was like it does all the work for you. It didn't feel like a 700cc bike, if I'm honest. It felt a lot lighter. Smooth engine, nice responsive, and it was just a joy to pedal. I really liked it. And I was having my own nice, pleasurable time riding the bike. Genuinely, that could have been so much worse on any bike. I dread to think what it would have been like on the Bullet. I mean, this is a really easy ride. On the Bullet, it would have been bang, crash, wallop. It would have been quite vicious. But no, this was sucking it up. It was lovely. I'm not saying it was a Rolls Royce type ride. If we'd gone to the right, where that lady was, we'd have ended up in a right pickle, because that was the Ineos off-road course. And round we go. Some nice sweeping bends. There's a nice rutted bit here which I've hang back, and then we're going to accelerate, see how we go through there, and you can't even notice it. So the reason why you can't notice it is because Muggins here made a bit of a mess of it. I went slightly too far to the left where it was beautifully smooth, and the same here. I'll tell you what, this was just a joy. It's amazing when you actually think this is not challenging. It's not difficult. It's just a nice ride in the country with your mates. Nothing's gone wrong for any of them. It's been a joy. And there we go. We're now going to queue again for a while. Now, the Tenere was a bike. When it first came out, I thought that would be the most suitable bike for me in every respect except for one. And that was the seat height. I thought it was the right sort of bike, the right sort of specialised piece of machinery for riding in the locations that I ride, and not too big, not too small. It was a real unicorn of a bike for me. And I'd worked that out in every respect except for the flaming seat height. It was too tall. And it's something I bang on about. For us normal height people, these bikes are too big. Anyhow, Yamaha was so fantastic at getting it sorted. It's a bit of a moot point as to whether this is too big. I would say no. What I would say is that I wouldn't fancy it on some of the really gnarly trails, because it's a big bike, and yeah, I'm as high up as I would want to be. But it's damn good. It really is nice. It's smooth. The gearbox is nice. The steering's pretty handy. The way it just climbs these slopes, it's a joy to ride. There's absolutely no issues whatsoever, and yeah, we loved it. And I think everyone on the group really enjoyed it, and yeah, absolutely fabulous. Steering's nice, not too heavy. It did have a tendency that, because I wasn't really riding properly, or really trying to ride particularly brilliantly, that it was a bit, sometimes it did go a bit wide, but that's okay, just me being lazy. The engine braking coming down the hill was fantastic. Did I use the ABS? No, I didn't use the ABS, not once. Comfort wise, I did find the seats slightly uncomfortable. If you're at standstill, it reminds me, and this is probably going to be a bit of a shocker, the old GS 500E from back in the late 70s through 90s. Well, actually, I think it died in the early 2000s. Had quite a square profile, and it can dig into your in the thigh a bit. I did notice a bit of a sore mark after we'd been riding. But when you're actually riding it, no, it's not uncomfortable at all. It's really cool. He's obviously a bit bumpy there. As you can see, the camera's moved and it's tending to be a little bit lower. But smooth, fantastic fun, really accessible. Coming up here and stopping. Did I have any fear about I was going to drop it? No, of course not. And now Matt and I are having a quick discussion, and we're deciding that these are really cracking bikes and we're really liking them. At one point they did ask, was anyone willing to swap over and go on to one of the bigger bikes. I did offer, yes, I did offer. But my offer was, yes, I'm quite happy to, I'll give it a go, providing you don't mind if I drop it. And they weren't that keen, surprisingly. So after another brief pause, as I say, while they were checking out the people that wanted to go on the lower bikes because they couldn't cope or what have you, we've set off again. Now, I've edited this right down. We're already up to about 16 minutes of just straight riding, which isn't a lot in terms of a test ride, but I'd already got a feel for the bike in my mind of what it was like. Comfortable, reactive, smooth. The engine is a peach. People say the CP2 engine is a cracker, and it certainly is. What I would say about the instrument panel is I didn't really pay much attention to it. You can see the speedos, bottom right hand corner. I can't see much about the rest of it because, to be quite honest, I really wasn't looking at it. And I didn't feel the need to. I didn't feel the need to concentrate on that because the bike just did what I wanted it to do, and it was absolutely fine. Would I recommend it? Yes, undoubtedly, I really would recommend it. Would I buy it? At the moment, it's not going to be something I'm in a position to buy. If I was in a position to buy one and it suited my needs to get one, would I do it? Yes, I would. I think I really would. The dust has now settled from the ABR. We've been back a few days and I'd be sorely tempted. But there again, there are a couple of other bikes that we tried that I also really liked, and we'll get to see them again in another couple of videos. I'll be bringing you tests of those as well. So it is a bit of a limited test, obviously, because we are at the ABR and we're just doing short rides, and they are, as you can see, these ones all off-road. But yeah, mega thanks to Adventure Bike Rider magazine for organising the event. Mega thanks to Yamaha, because you guys really made it an experience that I wasn't expecting to have. A bike I've always wanted to ride, a bike I thought I would really love but would never be able to get on. And yet I got on it, I rode it, it was very user friendly, it wasn't at all difficult with the seat height, it was fantastic. Are they intimidating? No. I suspect some of the bigger, like the Africa Twin and the GS 1300 are just too big and perhaps intimidating. For me, this wasn't at all in any of those. It was fabulous. And I would have no doubt in saying it's worth someone riding. See how they get on. It's a cracking piece of kit. Seems good value for what you get. As I say, apart from the square bitty on the seat, it was virtually perfect for me. Yeah, I had huge respect for it. Got on there. It was a bike. It was a bit of a holy grail for me, and I am so chuffed that I actually did get to ride it. That actually says a lot more than probably you guys realise. Did I get off it at the end in one piece? Well, yes. I tell you what, it was easier to get off. This is going to sound really odd. It was easier to get off than everything that I've been riding of late, apart from the Vespa. Everything else has been no easier than this. I don't know why. Whether it's because I was full of adrenaline and I wasn't tired, I don't know. But it was really cracking to get on and off of, particularly for the height. Yeah, brilliant. So who would this bike suit? Well, I'm going to let you into my view, which might be different from others. Someone who wants a mid-range bike, not too big, not too heavy, get them as a day-to-day rider, get them on some loose stuff. Certainly great for going and exploring and getting lost, but also has that bit of a feeling that they're want to feel they're on something a little bit sportier than maybe it really is. Something that's a little bit more like a not a ploddy adventure bike, something a little bit more sparky to it, a little bit more glitzy and glamorous, a little bit. I'm a little bit more of a superhero on a bike sort of thing. I think that's the kind of person it would suit. You might not necessarily be that person, but you might want to feel like that, and that's how it made me feel. It made me feel really special. So yeah, that's who it might suit. Anyway, hope you enjoyed watching this. It's just a quick guide to what I felt about the bike while I was at the ABR. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, make sure you subscribe. You get lots of more content, usually pretty rubbish, but yeah, hope you enjoy it. Thanks very much indeed for watching. See you in the next one.